Hey guys, it's Bex here. I'm so completely thrilled about my guest today. He is a repeat guest. His name is Alan Ali. Is that the correct pronunciation? Ali?
Yeah, that's right. Like Muhammad Ali.
Just like Muhammad Ali.
Just like Muhammad Ali. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
You were on before. We were talking about your tremendous and spectacular and unbelievable weight loss. But today, we're going to be talking about something a little bit different. We are going to be talking about hitting the weight loss wall. Oh. So you shared with me when I approached you about making a follow-up video to our last video, because I just wanted to track your weight loss, see how you were doing, see what progress you were making. And you said, actually, I'm at a standstill. You haven't been losing weight. And I want to talk to you about what you do when that happens. How do you keep going? How do you stay motivated? And you're going to give us 3 things.
I would say probably it's been like a year and a half. I've just kind of been not 100% in standstill, but just sort of like lingering around I was lingering around the same numbers, and you know, and like I said at first, I was just kind of like in denial. I was just like, well, I'm putting in the work. Eventually, something's gonna happen. You know,
you work your ass off. People need to follow you on Instagram, and I'll have your name right here at the bottom of this screen. They need to follow you because you are so incredibly inspirational. You are up in the gym, working on that fitness, taking pictures of it, video.
I love the gym. I'm seriously like, it's to a point where I force myself to take rest days because I just like being there. I like, you know, and I know a lot of people there, so it's like my place, you know.
Right.
So the first part of the 3 things is just realizing it's okay.
Yes.
It's okay to struggle. It's okay. Like, you don't have to freak out. You don't have to hide it. You don't have to, you know, create excuses for it. It's okay. It is what it is.
And that could be the hardest thing. I mean, I don't know your other 2 things, but I know that acceptance is a really, really big deal on any journey. You have to accept who you are and where you are to be able to move forward. It's
hard because, I mean, I want the progress. I want the scale to go down every week, and I want to get to where I want to get. And I want to do things that my current body is not allowing me to do, so the acceptance part is hard. It's the hardest part. You know, the second thing is, you know, you have to realize you didn't get to where you were overnight. I didn't get to 480 pounds overnight. I didn't get down to 340 pounds overnight either.
Right.
You know, it's all a process. So that, you know, that was the kind of second thing I kind of went through, was realizing that, hey, you know, it took you this long to get here. You know, you've come a long way. This is just part of the process. You just have to deal with it. It's a bump in the road, but, you know, don't let it, you know, kill everything. Don't go off and give up and go back and, you know, gain back all the weight.
Right. I was just going to say that we're not advocating for or against different modalities of losing weight, but the fact is that you did not have surgery to lose this weight. You've lost a tremendous amount of weight from diet and exercise, period. So it does take a very long time. It's sustainable that way. It's going to last a lifetime when you do it that way, but it did take you a really long time to get there, to get to the point you're at now.
And even with different methods of weight loss, I mean, it all comes down to consistency. Whether you do it through diet and exercise, whether you have surgery, which you still requires diet and exercise,
yes,
whether you know, anything you do, it requires you to be consistent. So, like I said, we're not, you know, I have respect for everybody. Whatever way you want to choose, it's up to you. But you know, it all requires you have to be consistent at the end of the day. So, the other thing is just remembering like why you got started, like. You know, this is a kind of maybe a weird analogy, but this is how I think of it. When I think of blogging, well, I'm the worst blogger, but, you know, I don't blog that much these days. But I think about, you know,
but your Instagram is awesome.
Yeah, I'm a what do you call it? Micro blogger.
Yes.
So, but, you know, I think about, you know, why did I get started? You know, I started my blog, and it was a place for me to release what I was thinking. You know, it was a place for me to get out my thoughts, my concerns, my fears. It wasn't a place, you know, for me to do sponsored posts and product reviews. So that's what I always think about with weight loss too. I go back to why I start. You know, I started because I had extreme, you know, case of sleep apnea. I was basically dying every night and coming back too. You know, my knees killed me. You know, I couldn't walk upstairs. My legs were always numb. You know, my quality of life was just poor. And I think about those things, and I realized to where I am today, where I'm like, I mean, excuse my language, but damn, you know, I could do a hell of a lot more things than I used to.
I saw you dancing on video before a 5K on New Year's Day.
Yes.
So you're dancing.
I would have never done that a few years ago. Never. Like,
you know, a lot of times with lessons in motivation, or when we follow people, they'll have something that's very, very simple, and we kind of write it off or push it aside as something that we've heard before, as cliched, that's something that's not going to help us. When you listen to the message about acceptance, about accepting where you are in this moment, understanding that it's a journey and that it doesn't doesn't have to happen fast for it to be effective or for it to feel good. And then also remembering why you started to begin with, remembering your core desire and letting that continue to drive you. I mean, these things are so important. They're so profound, even though they're simple. And that's with most things on the journey to health. Yeah. The simple becomes very profound and very important. So I love these. Simple changes make big results. It's not the big changes. That's across the board. That touches a lot of things, And it makes it accessible. To say that something's easy and simple doesn't mean that it's wrong. It means that it's absolutely right. It makes it so accessible and so exciting for people who are starting the journey or continuing the journey or have hit a wall and don't know how they'll continue. So I really, really love it. But I want to ask you one more thing, because I am really into motivational sayings and mantras and affirmations. What is your favorite? If you have more than one, that's okay. But what is your absolute favorite motivational saying that keeps you going? This is at the bottom of my email, my sign off. But it's push your mind and your body will follow. Most of all, this is it's a mental game. You're fighting yourself internally. Whether you're just starting out and you're trying to build up the courage to walk into the gym, or whether you're an elite athlete who's training for an Ironman. And you have to nurture yourself mentally as well. It's not just working out. You have to deal with the mental aspects of trying to lose weight and trying to get healthy, because that's where the battle is. For me. So what's next for you? You've been doing lots of big things. You've been watching your races and you're running on the treadmill. What's big happening in 2015? Because I'm positive you have big plans. So 2015, I'm training for a half Ironman here in Raleigh. That's crazy. And actually, first day of training is today. I'm officially, today is 20 weeks away. So yeah, I'm doing it with the Smile Train Foundation, which they provide the cleft lip surgery for kids around the world, and they, nicely enough, they provided me with a coach who's helping me with the training. And so we met last week, via web meeting, and talked about our training. And like I said, today's day one. I have 139 days left to go. You're incredible. My husband is, he's been working on his fitness a little bit. He's a little bit out of shape, but he's been running. He just crossed the 10-mile mark on a single run, so he's very excited about that. He's training for a half marathon in March and his first full marathon before his 40th birthday in October. And I show him pictures and video of you all the time. Every time he's starting to You're showing the rock star photographer my pictures. Because you are the rock star in this house. You're the rock star to me. So I'm like, look what Alan's doing. You feel like giving up. He's doing it. I get so excited. You bring such joy to my heart and physically to my face with big smiles every time I look at your stuff. I want everybody who's watching right now to please go check you out, because you have so much to offer that it could not be contained in this short video. Well, I think what I like to show people is you don't have to have a certain body to go after your goals, which I used to think like that. I always thought that I had to lose all this weight first, and then I'd go do a triathlon, or then I'd go try a 5K. But, I kind of learned that, I don't have to. I have to be smart about it, obviously. I'm not going to, you have to know your limits, but you also have to realize that sometimes you're going to surprise yourself, and you do things that you just never thought you could do. Well, thank you for doing this with me tonight. Oh, no problem. I simply adore Alan, and I know that he'll inspire you no matter what journey you're on. So find him at Instagram at sweating_it_off. For more videos like these and lots of good stuff delivered to your inbox, remember to sign up for my weekly newsletter at BEXLIFE.com or by clicking the link in the video description. I love you guys, and I will see you soon in another BEXLIFE video.